Hey there everybody, Mazrock here, and today I want to go over the reasons why you should or shouldn't play Guardian Druid in 10.1. Before we do get into it though, please do like, comment, and subscribe. It goes such a long way towards helping out the channel. In a random fact that I'm totally not making up on the spot, my patrons actually have 161% more success in pug queues. If you wish to support me directly, there's a Patreon link down below, Discord link down below if you want to join a wonderful community full of great people, as well as a Twitch link if you wish to watch me stream. Alright, so Guardian Druid in 10.1, the tree unfortunately isn't seeing a lot more work than what it's already seen in 10.5. It is getting a couple of buffs, a couple of talent changes. The cooldown of Frenzied Regeneration with the talents is going to be a little bit more significant, as well as Layered Mane is getting a buff. We're going to see if that's going to be needed to be really playable, since armor isn't really the best thing in the world, and Bear's magic damage mitigation has not been great. But the nice thing about the talent tree right now as it is there is a couple of builds that you can opt around and play, whether it's that laser or physical, raise or maul, and you can kind of move things around to, have a really fun build. Unfortunately with that though, is you are limited in some of the talent options that you can take. Bear is really close to having like a really insanely good talent tree, but it's not quite there. But in 10.1, the tier set is super dope. Mangle and Thrash damage is going to be increased by 15%, as well as Rage generation increased by 15% with the new talent, or the new, the new 2-piece set. As well, when you take damage, you heal back 6% of that damage in a stagger dot effect, a hot effect, sorry, which is really nice and will actually help with some of that magic damage. Albeit slightly, this does feel like a slight band-aid fix to what could be just, talent tree options, but we get what we get. But the 15% increase to Thrash and Mangle damage is pretty significant. And we also get a 20% increase to Maul and Raise in the 4-piece, which is really fun, actually. So the physical builds are going to be really good, and if you're running Ursoc's Fury, having Maul and Thrash deal 20 and 15 respectively increased damage, that's really solid, and it's going to help the stability because it's based on the amount of damage that you do, right? So you're going to be constantly being able to refresh bigger shields with Thrash, Maul, or Raise, which is a lot of fun altogether. Not to mention, we're getting a 15% maximum health bump with the 4-piece set as well, so whenever you use Ironfur or Maul, you get 3% stacking up to 5 times. Again, this isn't the biggest defensive bump in the world, but 15% maximum health at a really easy to maintain uptime is nothing really to scoff at. It does add up over time, and with the stamina increases that we're going to be getting with gear, this is going to be pretty hefty, which is really nice. So the tier set for Guardian Druid, although Season 1 wasn't looking great, Season 2 is looking really good. As well, we're getting access to two-handed agility polearm. Jawrun Pillar of, I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that correctly, Pillar of the Elder Flame. It is a big haste, little mastery polearm, and it is a 2.5 minute on use effect, which will, I'll read the text. Ignite the Elder Flame to summon the heat from nearby enemies, dealing fire damage to them, causing your melee abilities to unleash waves of ancient lava, dealing fire damage split between all enemies struck for 10 seconds, 2.5 minute use. This is actually really dope. Bears do like Mastery, although it's not one of their super preferred stats. That's Haste or Versatility, but Mastery isn't terrible, and Big Haste is really good. So there's a new polearm that you're going to definitely want to, be striving for there. But then there's also the Idol of Debilitating Arrogance, which is a versatility trinket. It's one of the new class trinkets, so this is available to Rogue, Priest, Death Knights, and Druids. Versatility-based stat, your harmful debuffs and periodic spells have and abilities have a chance to grant you a big chunk of agility. At normal version, at 428, I think this is normal if I'm not mistaken, it is 3,319 agility. You do suffer a small damage, a shadow damage dot, but really with the amount of health that you're going to have at normal, 54k is pretty much nothing. So the tier set's looking really good. We're getting access to new gear and trinkets and things like that that are going to be helpful as well, but is the rotation any fun? Now in 10.0.5, they made one significant change to the rotation through a talent. During Incarnation, you used to have 100% cooldown reduction on Thrash. Now it's 50%, and that made Bear into a hit Incarn spam Thrash bot to having an actual Incarn rotation with procs, and in my opinion, now this is fully my opinion, is actually a lot of fun. I've been having an absolute ton of fun with Bear on stream lately, and I can definitely see where some of the shortcomings are in, you know, high-end bleeding edge keys. So it might not be the best S tier tank or A tier tank for, you know, that, but if you're running 15s and 20s, it's a lot of fun, right? It's all depending on what you want to do. A lot of people will make their tank choices based off what the absolute best crazy meta is and be like, I'm just striving for Keystone Master. Well, Bear can easily get you Keystone Master. Unfortunately, community perception is pretty garbage around Bear, so you might get declined from a few more keys than some other tanks, but you will definitely get in. And on my Bear runs with Pugs, I have had healers go, you were insanely easy to heal. Like, I never had to touch you. Like, I thought Bear was garbage. Yeah, in plus 25s, their weaknesses start to show a lot more. In, you know, 20s, you can easily play around those weaknesses, be prepared for them, and be fine, and literally not have any problem whatsoever. In fact, there's a lot of boss encounters where I've had some problems on other tanks where, like, I really have to plan out defensives properly and really, you know, play well, where Bear just has a breeze with them as well. So there's a lot of good things to be saying about Bear. On top of that, you have crazy utility with Incap, Roar, Vortex, Push. You bring a Battle Res. You bring a great 3% Verse buff, which is just always welcome. You know, you got a lot of pretty good utility as well as a Dispel. So with the new Afflicted affix, you're going to be able to get that Dispel. Now, it is a little bit hard to take, and you have to give up some fun stuff to get it. I really wish they put the Dispel up higher, easier for, you know, other people to get, because it's really not easy for Bears to get at all, and you do got to give up, you know, fun things like Wild Charge, which feels really, really bad. Honestly, if they just swapped Soothe and the Dispel, maybe that could work. I don't know. But it needs, like, Soothe isn't mandatory in all content. We're having a Dispel in Season 2 is going to be very... There's a lot of dungeons where having that Poison Dispel is very nice. You don't have Disease, but you do have Poison and Curse, which, you know, honestly, there's a lot of poison in Brackenhide Hollow. You know, there's a lot of things to Dispel. So you do have access to a lot of really, really good tools. Honestly, I think Bear is a lot of fun, but there is a lot of people that really preferred the, you know, spam Thrash bot. There's some people that, like me, that don't. So it's all really comes down to a gameplay style. But Bear has become really fast-paced. Incarn feels really good to press, and it's not just one button anymore. And you are getting access to a lot of new gear and items and things like that. So what are you planning to do with Bear? How far are you planning to push? Can affect your decision here, but I mean, if you're just going after Keystone Hero, Bear is a perfectly suitable option to get that. So, choice is yours. They're going to deal very good single target damage as well with the new Maul upgrades and the new tier upgrades and all of that fun stuff, as well as completely rocking out in AoE as they normally do. But with that, I leave the choice up to you. Those are my thoughts and opinions. Thank you very much for listening. Again, thank you to my patrons for making videos like this happen. Have yourself a good day, everyone, and happy tanking.